Well, Sarge, we got a little extra bonus for everybody today. What do you think about that? Sarge loves it. We'll see you in a minute.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, hello there. How are you? I've already prepped my face with Village Barber shaving oil, and I'm gonna kind of take one for the team today. You probably know what that means in the case of shaving. I'm gonna do something I guess I might have used some products I might have used years ago. Usually I used even cheaper products than these. I've always been a wet shaver, but I have not always been a traditional shaver. And something I got online, well, I got a bunch of these, and I'm not quite sure why I bought these, but it's these Noxzema triple blade disposable razors there, and they come two to a package. I guess I used the first one 3 or 4 times already. You know, don't say anything, right? And this package is actually reusable. Once you take one out, you can take the other out and dispose of it when you're done with that first razor and ready to use this second one. And it's got a nice little cap that I'll take off. I usually save these nowadays and put them back on there. I use these when I'm in a hurry, basically. One of those, kind of like I used to do, maybe just a one pass out the door kind of thing to look presentable. So I'll stick that over here. And well, if I'm going to sin in the shaving community, if I'm going to commit the big sin, I guess I might as well use something really good as far as cans of goo go. Got this online too. I'm not even sure they're making these anymore. Once I got 2 of these for $4 altogether, plus whatever the tax was at a Walgreens, but I'll shake that up a little bit, set the lid aside. I didn't even used to save these. I used to throw these away, but I recap the goo when I'm done with it. So I'll start putting some goo on my face. Got about, 2.5 days worth of growth here. Yep. I have sinned, or I'm about to sin. Living in sin at the Holiday Inn. Sorry, everybody. A little bit of lather porn here for you, I guess you could call it. Let me rinse my hand off. And I'll wet the razor too. Dry my hand off on Mr. Towel there. Wet the razor and get ready for that first pass with the grain. Here we go. Oh, it's got a nice little goo strip on it too. Ooh. Pretty sharp. Hard to get a good long stroke with this. It's huh. Oh, brother. You're all gonna hate me for this. Oh, there are some gentlemen that still use these, and maybe we'll use some fancy products with them. These or a cartridge. This does have a pivoting head on it, so it's a little bit like having a well, cartridges are disposable, but it's like having a disposable stick too, a fancy one. Wonder why they made these disposables. That seems like that'd be a fancy enough stick for, maybe there's a way to, I don't know. These are supposed to be disposable though. Did I even rinse my razor? I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. Huh. interesting. That's all I can say. Interesting. Now, I've been watching, as I want to do, and another sin of mine, or guilty pleasure, I watch a lot of true crime videos. Ones that come from the true crime networks and ones that are put together by YouTubers. And other documentary style YouTube videos as well. And anyway, in at least one case, there's a gal that does her makeup while she talks about these other things. I think I ran into 2 of those genre of videos. I got to thinking, there have been times that while I was shaving, I talked about a lot of other things besides shaving, sometimes even with graphics and things like that. And I generally got good response in the comments from those, so maybe occasionally I'll do more of those. I've talked about this before. And I don't make any money off this channel. I don't know if I ever, no, I never intended to. I didn't know you could make money off of YouTube. And I don't have that many subscribers, but I don't know. I don't exactly, do I have dollar signs in my eyes? I might have. But anyway. I had mentioned that before, just in a different context. Not in the context of, well, other YouTubers, ones who happen to be women, will do their makeup while they're talking about these other things like true crime or one thing I might want to stay away from on this channel, religion, politics. If I could find a way, maybe on my little phone, I would, well, it's not a flip phone, it's a phone, smartphone, I guess they call them nowadays, but if I could find a way, I'd probably have another channel where I do all this other experimental stuff. This is really crazy. I mean, the shave alone is crazy. I can tell you right now, even though this has the little strip on it, the little green strip, a lot of this is not a very smooth feeling or comfortable shave. It's getting a little bit better as it goes here. That much I can say. But there's probably a lot of you who've used these sort of things before, so maybe you know. I'm going to pop, oh, why bother? I'm just going to, I'll just re-lather on camera because it's not like it's going to be a long process or a big deal. I was going to do my usual thing where I pop out and lather for the second and third passes on off camera, but to save time. But these things are supposed to be time savers, these goo cans, you know. And I will return very shortly to normal, traditional shaving. I just thought if anybody was curious about this. As far as goo goes, this stuff is wonderful. It smells kind of like Noxzema with some other nice things in there. Nice scents. I used to buy the Barbasol though, because that used to be like, depending on where you got it, it was 89 to 99 cents a can. Okay, across the grain with the evil thing here. Some guys might get a chuckle out of this, I don't know. But don't be afraid, I'm going back to what we call normal shaving ASAP. This is not a regular thing, this is just a little bonus. In fact, I promised something like this for a while, and I've done something like this a few moons ago, I guess you could say, on camera. Except that time I used very cheap disposable razors and goo in a can. I ended up giving that other goo in a can away to somebody. It was the store brand from Dollar Tree is what I was using then. I actually got this stuff, this Noxzema, fairly inexpensively, all things considered. Since I think it's discontinued, I got it for somewhere between $8 and $10 online. Some of these are going for like $25 and $30 a can online. Some of you are probably just screaming right now. For good reason, perhaps. Especially if issues of ingrown hairs and other problems brought you from this kind of shaving to traditional shaving. I guess I'm kind of lucky in a sense. I can take or leave this kind of shaving, although usually I leave it. Also, these razors, these Noxzema razors, and I probably better pull this thing out of the trash because I might want to use it for the picture. These kind of things, I haven't seen them in stores, or if I have, it was a long time ago. I got a bunch of those online for like $6 for 6 packages or something. Excuse me, got a rinse here. I guess these rinse pretty good, but pretty quickly, but it won't be long. Those blades will be all gummed up with hair. And you can see how, if you don't go fast, this lather dissipates. Just a little bonus. Just something fun, something different. Of course, my idea of fun and yours may be different. I quite like that goo, the Noxzema goo in a can, and I've been lucky that sometime along the line I found the white, well, basically the tube of the cream that has the same kind of label and smells like this, which I would, more like Noxzema, which I was looking for. Yeah, just something a little different, something for fun, and I guess you might want to put fun in quotation marks. I don't know what to think about this. I have another Noxzema disposable razor, which is, I don't know, it might be just a one blade razor that came with a thing that I got mostly because it had the, in fact, I'm going to have to go get that. It had the aftershave balm in it, the Noxzema aftershave balm or cream or whatever it is. I'm going to have to go get that. Well, I bought this little travel kit specifically for that, but it had a disposable razor, which I guess I could show you. Maybe I even shave with it once on camera. Maybe I will sometime. And a little can of this same Noxzema here, Noxzema goo. I originally wasn't going to use a balm because I didn't used to. I was going to use some inexpensive aftershave, but maybe I'll go grab that balm. I have something I could have put on my face as a pre-shave, and I'll show you the box. The jar's in there, but the ends of this, the little bit of cream that's still left in there, got kind of hard. And I have used this before, but I've tried to work it with hot water and stuff like that. Sorry, I bumped the camera. Hold on. And somebody messaged me there. I'll have to get to them later. At least this should be an easy video to edit because I'm not going to cut a lot out of it. You're going to see this video warts and all. Trying to get the extra stubble off here. Well, I'm going to rinse the razor and apply more goo. This is actually luxurious compared to how I used to shave with an inexpensive can of Barbasol, which, by the way, as you probably know, as far as goo in a can goes, for cheap goo, that stuff's pretty good too. And a decent but inexpensive disposable razor. I saw some of the ones I used to use whenever I could find them. I almost bought them at the store a couple of weeks ago. One of these days, maybe I should buy some of those again, tell you the little story, the boring little story that goes with them, and do another special midweek type video for you. Plus, I noticed that there were some other wet shavers who were far more popular than me that occasionally would use a disposable razor and or some goo, maybe. Cincy Shaves used to do that occasionally. I wonder whatever happened to him. I haven't heard anything from him. I was always a little jealous of him because nice guy, but he had a lot more subscribers than me. Just like I would be jealous of Paul H., but he's such a nice guy. I consider him a friend. I'd like to get over there and see him sometime, but I don't know if that'll happen with me. A friend of mine, who he knows, may go over there in a year or two and see him on vacation. That's maybe a bit of a warning for him. You might see him and Agent Maxine do a shave together. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm pretty sure I could get a passport, but which is what he's going to have to do. He wants to see some places overseas. I wonder how my nerves would handle flying 3 hours over water. I'd probably be okay. I've flown over mountains and rivers and things before. I had a chance to see the Grand Canyon when I was out there and ended up only seeing it from about 33,000 feet cruising altitude. Did that on the trip where we flew into and out of Las Vegas, and I can tell you, flying into Las Vegas at night is pretty much everything you would think it would be. All that neon you see down below you, and flying out in the afternoon over the desert is pretty interesting too. I wouldn't mind going back to Las Vegas, but I don't have the kind of money in the bank I once had. As I said in another video, I blew $4 grand out there, but I did get about 2 of it back because half the time I was playing with their money. Found these 1 slot machines that if I could find them in a casino, they would actually pay out a little bit. But you still end up losing. I used to win a lot at casinos that were closer to me here in the garden of the upper Midwest. And speaking of gardens, another tulip plant, which it's either one I forgot about or another one that turned out better than I thought it would, because in one, I know I accidentally buried the bulb upside down from some tulips I had last year. And when I bought a box of 4 little tulip bulbs, I actually read the instructions and planted those the correct side up. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but I've got a 5th tulip plant coming up. I've had a little bit of ill health here lately, but nothing so bad that I think I need to tell anybody about it. We're not talking heart attacks or strokes or anything really bad. Not yet, anyway. So for the last couple of days, I wasn't doing that well, and that's when I really started thinking about doing a shave like this, but an even shorter one pass and done, because I just wasn't feeling good and didn't feel like standing here and doing a video or anything. Rinse the razor again. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's pickup time. I should have gone and got the cat for this. Maybe I will. Yeah. And I'm not being stingy with this cream like I kind of used to be. I used to get a can of goo and use it every day. Really for just a one-pass shave though, but I'd use it every day and it would last 6 months to a year, all depending. Probably depending on what kind of goo it was. And whatever other, I don't know, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. It's a scientific word. It's right on the tip of my tongue. I'll just say what other factors were involved. We try to control for different blank. I'll just say factors in an experiment. In a sense, this is an experiment. I just did a dumb thing. Pickups is supposed to be just down here, but out of habit, I did up there too. I'll just quickly shave this off. This goo up here. Yeah, there was never, or very rarely, a time back in the day that I would just cover my neck in goo. So, yeah, just very quickly I want to shave this off. I guess I will let you see this video, warts and all. This kind of doesn't count right here. Okay. Now we'll get to the pickups. Sorry about that. Pickups or touch-ups are supposed to be just on the neck. I guess you could do a 4th pass, shave your whole face, why not? Whatever works for you, that's the main rule of a lot of this shaving. I suppose to a degree that could even be the main rule when you're using a straight razor. It's funny, I can use a straight razor, but I sure have trouble using a shavette. That's another story. Oh, there goes my stomach. My stomach's been, I guess I can tell you my stomach's been giving me some problems lately. But I don't think it's anything serious, and if it is, I'm not sure I want to know. That's it, folks. That's all I'm going to do. What kind of shave was this? It's actually kind of maybe the lower end of a DFS, a darn fine shave. That it's at least passable. I'd say more than passable, but yeah, this is fun, I guess, but not as fun as traditional shaving. Let me rinse the razor. Now I am going to pop out and pop back in for a second because I'm going to rinse my face, use Mr. Towel to dry off. I'll do that on camera when I come back. I'll have my face rinsed and ready to towel off. And I also want to go get that aftershave balm, the Noxzema that I told you about. It's just a little container, you'll see. Say hello to our good friend Mr. Towel. Mr. Towel is just freshly laundered from this morning, too. He's got that downy freshness, Mr. Towel does. Some people don't like that. I think Paul H. said he doesn't like his towels done in downy or fabric softener. Still hear some audio feedback there, maybe a little bit more than I normally would. And I don't want to shave any closer than that, because I might start getting into irritation territory, which I guess I often do anyway, because I'll often overshave. Incidentally, I wanted to mention something before I show you this other thing here. I accidentally mislabeled the last traditional shaving video I did 2 or 3 days ago. I'm sorry, I fixed that. I don't want to talk anymore about that. I just feel embarrassed and stupid that I put the wrong products down that I shaved with. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I corrected that, though, and I apologize to the other company. I've used their products, too, and they're great. And I've used them on camera. Here's the little travel kit that I told you I bought. I got this online. There's a disposable razor, a little can of this kind of goo, and the balm that I really wanted. Because this travel kit was cheaper than an actual bottle of the balm on eBay. Pull that out of there. I'll use that here in a minute. How am I doing on time? Doing okay, but I gotta hurry. Okay. Aqua Velva, everybody. I'm gonna skip the witch hazel today. Go straight to aftershave. This is something like I might have used if I used aftershave when I was younger. I'd use this maybe on special occasions. Nice, nice. Really needs no introduction. I'm sure you've seen it in stores, but there it is, the Aqua Velva Ice Blue there. And finally, I'm going to use some of this, the Noxzema, it's aftershave balm. And yeah, classic aftershave balm, it says. So, I'll put a little bit in my hand here, a little bit on the fingers, a little bit like that. Hope that's enough. Thank you if you managed to watch this far through the goo video. Let's see, am I okay here? I think so. Didn't get any in the eyes. Well, that's it. Sarge isn't here, but me and Sarge, well, he's in the other room, but me and Sarge, thank you and wish you a good rest of your week, and hopefully I'll see you on Sunday. Peace.